But on the flip side, you've got Steven, who went 4-1 in Swiss, and it's a 50-50 vote in the challenge page for predictions on this match. So it could literally go either way. This is going to be a great one, folks.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back, watch this. I mean, these guys are right now playing at the top level, you know, of everybody out there. They're two of the hottest people right now, and it's just going to be probably a back and forth match the entire time.
Both these runners are going to be doing the 3 first world record route as far as I know, and you'll see them screen scroll over to level 3. Screen scrolls, long story short, you line up on the edge of the screen, 1 frame tap, and you go through. It's kind of a neat little trick. You'll see lots of tricks in this run that if you have any questions about, you can go to redcandle.us where you'll find all that information. As jkoper, our first runner into 3.
Yeah, what's your prediction here tonight? What do you think we're going to see?
Well, I'll tell you what I hope to see right off the bat is no Troll Handela, and Steven, because he messed up that screen scroll, is going to have to deal with a little bit of a weird spawn pattern in level 3. You notice he'll have different enemy placements than jkoper will.
Yeah, and right away we see jkoper get that early bomb, which is nice. And like you said, levels 3 and level 4, those are the 2 levels that, you know, you're starting on the world record route, and they're the ones you kind of hold your breath. When you're just doing the any percent, you're doing for PB attempts, you take a death, it's like whatever, you reset. But in a race situation, these are the scariest 2 levels almost in the entire run.
Chat pointing out that there's a little bit of nerves on 4iSteveN's part, and for good reason. I mean, he probably didn't expect himself to be this far in the tournament going up against one of the greats. And I think that's... Ooh, nice swag sword for jkoper. That's going to be one of the untold stories that you're not going to get to see here on the restream. Is you've got a veteran in jkoper who's raced in the most races in all of Speedruns Live going up against Steven, who's a relative rookie. So despite their skill levels being practically the same, how much are nerves going to take a play into this race? How much is experience going to play a factor?
Yeah, I agree. And it's not even that, you know, somebody of Steven's stature or anything like that, a newbie coming into it. You see nerves even at the elite levels. I mean, we saw a match between Lack and Unos there, where we saw some, you know, uncharacteristic stuff between the 2 of them just because you're going up against, you know, top level competition. And that's what both these guys sitting here are thinking, because, you know, jkoper just got the PB and stuff. He knows Steven's no slouch. He knows that Steven can absolutely take this match. So Coper's palm's got to be a little sweaty as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, he just had a 217 level 3 with 8 bombs leaving. So if there's any nerves on jkoper's side, they're not showing. That was a world record-esque level 3 as Koper is out and Steven heads over to Manhandla. Let's hope we can get 2 runners out of level 3 with no deaths. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those where you look over your time, you're like 217, and just in a regular 80% run, you're like, I can take that. Let's roll. But to do it in the race, that's fantastic from Koper's side.
To answer your question, chat, no, he's got the amount of keys. You'll see these runners picking up keys throughout levels 4, levels 1, and levels 2. And that's part of the routing you'll see. These guys meticulously routing their runs so that they have specific amounts of rupees that they need. For example, ooh, nice Manhandla kill for Steven. He's out of 3.
Yeah, it's great. You want to see that from both these runners. So Manhandla didn't kill either of them. Steven took a little more time in 3 than he wanted to, but he's got 8 bombs coming out of there, so couldn't ask for any better resources. But time-wise, he's got to make up some on Koper right now. Koper's having a fantastic run. Yeah,
Koper off to a great start. One slight caveat to that great start is he only has that 1 rupee. He does force a 5er there off the Vires, and that's going to be the difference maker in how these guys run their runs. What routes are they going to run? jkoper getting a little trolled there, killed the Vire, it splits, and one of the bats, the keys says, no, not in my house.
Yeah, he wanted no part of that. So not only did he take the bot, but he had to go chase that keys down, so he lost a little time there. So where he was setting up for an 8 count right here, now he doesn't have that. So he's only got the 5 bombs, 1 more bomb to play with. He wants to leave here with 3. So resource-wise, that could have gone a little better in the NSU room for Koper, but he's going to be around a 408, 409 ladder, which is perfectly acceptable in a race situation.
That is more than acceptable. That is excellent. And Steven does make up a little bit of time, just a tiny bit. Still a pretty sizable gap, but, you know, I mean, this is level 4 we're dealing with, and we're about to see a wooden sword 4 heart Gleeok from both these runners.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the clincher. So you got 16 hits with the wood sword. You've got 10 on the first hit and 6 on the second. It's a tough fight. I mean, you come in here with the white sword if you're playing this casually, and it's a little bit easier. It's 5 and 3, but 10 and 6 when you only got 4 hearts. I mean, you're coming in here definitely under-equipped, and takes a lot of skill to do this quickly, efficiently, and in a race situation when, like we said before, your palms are sweating just a little bit.
But as long as Mom Spaghetti doesn't come up, you're good.
I was waiting for it, dude.
Steven gets bopped, loses his count, but has himself a very nice breakfast room. We call it the breakfast room for a couple reasons. You've got the likes, which look like pancakes. The Zols look like jelly. The bubbles look like eggs, and Angry Larry coined it during this tournament. The blocks in the middle look like toast.
I like it, man. I hadn't heard the toast thing before. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't know. I guess it works, so... Nice start to Gleeok for jkoper. Takes 1 bop, only 3 hits left. Takes a bop, takes another one, but takes down the beast.
It gets a fairy to boot. He's got a no refill here after 4, so no bombs is the situation right now. We're going to see if he wants to go to 1 or if he's going to route to 2. If you're in jkoper's shoes, probably got a lead in the back of your mind. Which way are you going?
Real quick before I answer that question, did he go for a Gleeok bomb and miss it? Is that what happened?
I don't know if he spent them in the Vire room or if he went for the bomb. I bet he spent them in the Vire room, to be honest.
Well, he's doing exactly what I think any experienced runner should do, and that is reroute. He's going to be using a very similar route to the 100% route. Probably the 251 red candle, possibly, as he's going to screen scroll over to the world wrap. So we're going to get an early world wrap here from jkoper and possibly a route divergence from these runners.
Yep, absolutely. So if you need bombs, the best place to go to bombs is 2, and 2 is right by 5 anyway. So it's a natural reroute. Like you said, it's used in the 100% route. We do see Steven now facing Gleeok. He's got 2 more hearts left, a few more hits on Gleeok. Takes him down like a pro. We expect nothing less from Steven. This is going to be our first route divergence, JSR, so we're going to see Steve make up a little time on this overworld routing going to 1 next. So it's how much time can he make up, and can he make up that difference that he's got on Coper right now?
And the route that Steven can run with 16 rupees and I believe 6 bombs is a little bit faster. This is the current world record route. He may end up alting him out and going to the double hundo variant, but it's still a faster route than the route that jkoper is being forced to run due to his lack of bombs. So if Steven is able to execute at the level he's capable of, he could make up time or even take the lead here.
Yeah, and the fact that he sat there and wanted to farm those levers told me in my mind that he wants to go 30-30, and I think he thinks he needs every second he can against Coper. Unfortunately, those levers did not cooperate. They were not rolling the right way, so he needs to leave level 1 with no less than 25 rupees if he wants to make this happen. He's got the bombs to go ahead and do it. You only need to spend a couple bombs in level 1, but at 16 rupees, it's going to take a lot of farming in here.
So as Steven pirouettes his way into level 1, jkoper heads into the Blue Castle level 2. Ooh, Steven missed bombs, but luckily for him, he forced a bomb, so it actually didn't cost him anything but time. He still has 8 bombs to his name.
Yeah, and he got the fortunate 5er off the global there right before that, so he's got 21. If he sits here and he kills enough enemies and he forces another 5er, he's going to leave here at 26. He can force in the desert if he really wants to do 30-30 right now.
Ooh, both of our runners getting bombs. jkoper in the Gorilla room, Steven in the other Gorilla room. And, yeah, so Steven gets the bow at a pretty decent time. He's making up some good time from his rough start.
Yeah, in a regular run, you want that bow right around the 7-minute mark right in there. So he's only about a minute behind, where he was a little more than that going into this. So he has made up a little time. He's done some farming and whatnot. So, but jkoper really hasn't taken advantage of that. He's kind of having a mediocre 2, not the best 2 in the world. His damage and everything, his life, it was looking great, but he's just spending a little longer in rooms than he probably wants to.
But then again, he's looking for rupees. He's doing a great job with bomb management as he gets a candy bomb there from the gorillas. So as long as he doesn't get a Trolldango, he'll leave here with enough rupees for the candle if he chooses, and then he gets a Trolldango.
Yeah, commentator's curse right there. Oh man, he's having problems with it too. He's going to leave here with 7. He's going to go into level 5, so he'll be okay.
Almost simultaneous Triforce grabs as jkoper picks up levels 2s and Steven grabs level 1s. And we won't really get an idea of where our runners stand as far as, you know, who's in the lead until we get to about the end of level 2 for Steven and level either 1 or 5 for jkoper, depending on which he routes in right here.
Yeah, I think jkoper's going to go up to level 5. Steven's going to go to level 5 as well. So they're going to be in there at the same time, but then they're going to have to flip-flop levels. You're going to see jkoper do that world wrap in level 2, and then you're going to see Steven wrap back around and do level 1 before he goes on. So it'll be kind of interesting seeing who's in the lead. You're not going to know yet because they have different levels to go to after this. We won't know until they're shopping and going to level 7.
Nicely done by Steven. Kills the lever to get the 30th rupee, the last rupee he needs. He is going to run the true world record route here. And yeah. Jake, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I kind of had that feeling when he started killing levers before 1 that he wanted to run this route really bad. So he did a great job of getting up to 60 and maintaining his bomb count as well. That's tough to do when you're leaving 4 with what he did.
So jkoper's going to enter level 5 slightly ahead of Steven. And keep in mind, jkoper's already done his world wrap. So it might still be a lead for jkoper, but it's not as big as it once was.
Yeah, exactly. Steven's still got to do the world wrap, like you said. He's going to go get the 100 in the Dead Woods, do the world wrap, do level 2. So he's got all that ahead of him. jkoper has to do 5, and then he's going to go on his way. So he still has to do level 1, though. So he's got some walking. He's going to whistle to 4, and you'll see him walk up to 1. So that's ahead of him, too. We're just going to see how efficient these guys do these middle levels.
Especially this one here. We call an upcoming room after this one, which is coined Fort Gibdo by Lack Attack. The room of requirement. Why do we call that the room of requirement, Redbird?
Yeah, because basically you're coming in here very, very underleveled, and you have to complete it. It's the recorder, which is necessary to get on with the game, and you got 6 blue darknets in there that do not want to mess around with anybody at the wood sword. So it really tests your metal, really tests how efficient you can be with your bomb placement. Can you hold your count and force bombs in there? It's either the time drainer and run killer of your run, or it absolutely makes it and makes a PB for you. So this is a very, very important room for this run.
Both runners got a trolley Gibdo pattern in Fort Gibdo. jkoper did a very nice job picking it up damageless. Unfortunately, Steven did not. So Steven loses his count as he heads in. Couple decent bombs here to start for jkoper. That was a good one. If he still has a count built up, he's probably going to get a bomb soon. He uses his last one, gets his bomb. Nice.
Yeah, so he must have come in here with a count of 6 or 5 because he got that with the 4th or 5th kill right there. So he really, really had to avoid damage in there. He did a great job of that, making it a clean room. Steven's going to do the same here. Forces a bomb a little earlier, so he came in with either an 8 or 9 count. I think a 9 count there. So he does have 8 bombs right now to take out these last 4, and he's getting pretty decent patterns right now.
Actually, a pretty good recorder room for Steven as well. He's done a lot of damage. I think all of these dark nuts have been bombed at least once. He just needs to get these last 2, and he'll get his recorder as well. And he's going to save his bombs and sword this dark nut down. He's got to be careful. I don't know if I agree with this play.
Yeah, that was really scary, and I think what he wanted to do is go with the 2-bomb strat on Dig Dogger because it's a little safer, but what he did was he actually took 4 hearts of damage going with that strat. So to do that, I mean, it's going to take a little more time now. You got the refill, you got 2 hearts now, you can't get touched by Dig Dogger. So the safety strat he went with actually put him in a little bit more danger.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that he does have 2 bombs, so if he chooses to do, like you were saying, the double bomb strat on Dig Dogger, he should be okay. The back half of 5 is not that bad, except for Steven takes a hug from a blue dark nut, and he'll have to return to that screen. That is unfortunate for 4iSteveN.
Yeah, that's such a bummer. That's the last room that should do any damage to you with the rest of 5, right? It's just getting through those dark nets, and you come around the bottom left side of that diamond staircase, and a lot of times if you don't hesitate, you can make a path, but sometimes they'll pinch you off like that, and he didn't know which way to go, up or right, and fortunately turned the wrong way. So he touches up there. He's got 1 more heart than he used to, but he also lost 30 seconds doing this.
Yeah, the good news for Steven is that even with that death, that's only going to cost him maybe 20 or 30 seconds or so. But with the way that jkoper's playing right now, as he finishes off level 5, jkoper is on a tremendous pace for a race. And Steven can ill afford any more major time losses as jkoper with a 1334 Triforce hoist in level 5.
Yeah, and that's not bad doing the world wrap and going to 2 first. So you got to remember that he didn't go the regular route. So he's not used to, like, the normal times they're used to seeing around level 5 and that type of thing does not apply to Coper right now. He's got a different route ahead of him. He's going to go to 4 right here. He's going to go ahead and go up to 1, finish 1, and then you're going to see him get the red candle. So he still needs to get $60 here. He still has to get the meat. But that, I mean, jkoper just has a little bit easier path than Steven does right now. And
again, both these runners just having good runs. Unfortunately, Steven takes that death, but definitely showing you guys that they know their stuff in this vanilla game. Make sure you guys give both these runners a follow, jkoper and 4iSteveN, as well as my co-commentator Redbird Grad, and the entire family of Speed Gaming channels for more Zelda action throughout this tournament.
Yeah, and that pickup right there was pretty free for Koper, but I think he's got to have this race up, because what he did right there with taking a potion, if somebody of Koper's acumen in this game, he's probably not going to die now with 2 potions in his pocket. He's got that red potion, so I think what he says is, okay, I've got a lead now. Let's not lose the lead over something silly. Let's use the potions if we need to.
And you know what? We've seen that in a number of races in this tournament where not having that potion makes the difference. Definitely, considering the route he's running, I don't see any reason why not to grab it. So it's a very smart play on his behalf.
Yeah, you're trading, what, 10 seconds to walk in there, talk to the keeper, pick it up, and that's it. And then if you use a potion, maybe, 8, 9 more seconds with the refill. So he's trading a little bit of time, but he's got enough of a lead to where that just makes a whole lot of sense. So I completely agree with what Koper did there.
Steven doing his world wrap as jkoper picks up his bow. And these world wrap screen scrolls, again, redcandle.us has a lot more information for folks that are interested. They're very difficult, frame perfect taps and pixel perfect placement, which with muscle memory it's not nearly as hard as it sounds, but it is a very difficult maneuver.
Yeah, these guys are making it look really, really easy right now, so kudos to them to make, like you said, frame perfect tricks look like they're just walking around the overworld. So Koper, remember, does not have the candle. Did he pick up the candle? I don't think he does, because I think he's going the red candle route. So what he's going to have to do is probably get the 30 north of start before he walks over. Or
no, he has the candle.
Okay, he picked up the blue candle. Good, he's good then.
Yeah, he used it to get the potion a minute ago. I'm fairly... I think I saw... Yeah,
no, for sure. I was trying to think he was red candle, but no, if he's blue candle, then he's totally fine. He can get the 30 southeast of here and walk on over and start doing his shopping, so he's fine here.
All right, jkoper, the first one out of 1, and I say first one out of 1, even though Steven has done one, because Steven still has to beat level 2. So the litmus test on where these runners stand, I would say jkoper has about a level 2 lead at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually with the candle, he can go ahead and he's going to get the 30 here. And has he done any more shopping? He hasn't picked up any bait or anything like that. He's probably going to have to get the 100 in the Deadwoods also before shopping, but I think he'll be fine after that.
I'm not sure what he's planning. He got the 30 secret there. I'm really not sure what his plan is. I'm not familiar with this route. We'll have to wait and see what he does.
Yeah, I think he got the 30 for arrow strats in 7, just because he was right there and he was going to whistle anyway, so he went ahead and grabbed it, and now he's going to pick up the 100, do his shopping, and he'll have 30 arrows for 7, so I think he was thinking more about level 7 with that play than anything.
Oh, chat makes a good point. That's probably what it is, Redbird. Ooh, jkoper with the mist candle. Look at his bombs. He's heading into level 7.
Yep, good call. So he can pick up that 20 or use the 20 for bombs, and he'll still have 10 left. So, yeah, heads up by Fred there to point that out.
Yeah, so absolutely a smart play. That's a veteran play by jkoper. Not going to gamble on level 7, which, when you gamble in The Legend of Zelda, it very rarely works out in your favor. Meanwhile, Steven's quietly having a very solid level 2, so he actually made up a little more time than I thought he would. As jkoper's doing his shopping, Steven's already headed to the Westlake Mall.
Yeah, he's going to flute over, and he's probably only, 20, 25 seconds behind Koper right now?
It's got to be pretty close, because he already has his rupees, and he doesn't need to buy bombs. We'll see. jkoper is going to enter the Blue Ring shop at 1823. So we'll use that as a benchmark, and we'll see where Steven is after this. Kind of give us an idea. Even with the death, he's not that far behind.
No, he's not. And Koper had to be heads up there and not do the tricorder because his flute was set on 3, right? So if he does the tricorder right there, it sets it to 2, and he's going to have to flute twice after 6 again just to get back to 2. So it heads up there, but to not use the new tech, which everybody's kind of ingrained and started using what we see on Steve's side.
26 seconds, I believe, if my math is correct, is our lead for jkoper. Now, keep in mind, most of the time that Steven made up was more a time loss on jkoper's side because he got the potion. And actually, the lead's going to be a little bigger because I forgot Steven didn't get arrows yet. But this is still anyone's race. The difference is going to be that potion in jkoper's pocket. He's very unlikely to be taking any deaths. So Steven's going to have to play at a very high level.
Yeah, you've got 4 levels after this to finish up, including, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So he's got, 8 seconds, 7 seconds per level he's going to have to get back on Koper. That's a lot for somebody that is as good as Koper is. But, anything can happen, man. We've seen Blue Lagoon 2s go crazy. We've seen level 6s go crazy. Nobody's out of this by any means, but Steve's got to make up some time here.
Steven enters level 7. Both runners have the required bait that they need for this level. Both runners have their arrows. Level 7 is a deceptively difficult dungeon.
Yeah, absolutely. One, because it's a war of attrition, right? Not any individual room is tough. It's just kind of the balance of all of the rooms working against you. So you're coming in here again with the wood sword, so you don't want to take out any of these blue moblins. It takes too long to kill them, so you just kind of have to avoid things. You have to avoid the boomerangs like that. You have to hope the placement of the moblins along the wall is not trolly like that one was to Koper. So it's just kind of, like I said, a war of attrition in level 7 and getting through it unscathed.
Steven got a nice, sweet, merciful fairy and a very solid river room. It's hard to
almost use that potion, dude. Did you see that?
I did not. Oh, that's good that he noticed that he accidentally menued to it. And he gets a sweet, merciful fairy as well. So both our runners with full health. Well, I spoke too soon. But not bad at all. Both these runners are having an excellent level 7 so far.
Absolutely, and Koper gets a Brodongo where he desperately needed one because he did have the one bomb here for the last part of the
Oh, no!
Oh my gosh, but he gets wall mastered. Steven is right back in this race, guys.
No! Steven's gonna take the lead. I didn't see what happened. What happened?
So he killed the first 2, and then he tried to turn the corner down the bottom part to get between 2 and 3. And as he was doing that, he avoided a bubble, but he got pushed into the 3rd one. So that 3rd one caused him to get grabbed, and he's back at start. And guys, that's a 45-second time loss. For anybody that's never got grabbed in level 7 like that, he doesn't have to kill anything to go any way through here. But this is such a long walk back to where he was. It's 45 seconds easily. So right where Steven is exactly where Koper got hit.
And now Steven gets bubbled. He had to be careful. Wisely switches to arrows. And that's the thing about The Legend of Zelda, folks. It never matters how big your lead is. Even with a potion in his pocket, that was one of the very few things that could have cost jkoper this lead. And now Steven has a commanding lead. But keep in mind, one advantage in jkoper's pocket is that potion. Steven doesn't have one. So jkoper can play a little looser as long as he doesn't get wall mastered again.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see when we pick up Triforces here how much of a lead Steven has. Because like you said, with that potion, it didn't take long to grab it, but it was a mental decision he made right there. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. I'm going to trade the 10, 15 seconds. And right now, that lead is almost at that exact amount of time.
And it happens to veterans. It happens to everybody. We saw that in a number of races in the tournament. We've even seen that in some of the top tier runners in this tournament. So to see that isn't necessarily a surprise, but a very unfortunate mishap, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, absolutely. So 22-13 was the Triforce grab for Steven. We're going to see jkoper's like right around 22-53. 50. So, it's, God, man, that's 40-second difference, 37-second difference right now between Steven and jkoper. And we knew it was about 45 seconds whenever you get grabbed like that. So that right now is the difference in this race.
So, this is way too early to even say this, but I'm going to say it now because it pops in my head, and I think it could be an interesting decision that Steven has to make. You've got a 40-second lead. Depending on how your 6 goes, do you stop and get a potion, knowing that that will eat up your entire lead?
No, you can't do that. I think if you've got this much of a lead, if it's a minute and a half like Koper's was before he walked into 7 and had to do a little more shopping and stuff like that, then yeah, that Koper decision to take 10 seconds and do it is fine. But if you have to take 30 and do it and lose your entire lead, I don't think you make that play. I think you believe in your skills, you believe in your combat, and you go for it.
Decent belfry for Steven, but he loses his beam swords. Both runners got a little trolled by the Lionels, but neither one got hit by the Lionels. And into the magical breakfast room, number 1 goes 4iSteveN.
Yeah, he got a little trolled here with this pattern. Took an orange beam to the face right here. So this magical breakfast one is taking a little longer. It's almost a 3 cycle, and you count the cycles by the the times that the orange Wizrobes appear and disappears. That's the number of cycles. That was a 3-cycle for
Ooh.
And he's lost a little life here, dude.
Steven got Red Wizrobed in the first Magical Breakfast Room, and he skillfully dodged another Red Wizrobe beam, and if he had taken that beam, he would be in dire straits. So it was a very, very clutch dodge. And look at the bombs and the hard drops. He's getting all the drops.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we see jkoper in that same room. And again, these aren't, perfect rooms. jkoper had a little better one than Steven did. Neither one was perfect, but that one is actually pretty good. Steven's having a much better breakfast 2 than he did 1.
I'll tell you what, though. jkoper's playing like a madman, making up some time here as Steven clears out Magical Breakfast Room number 2. Got a couple heart and health drops, so his health is actually in much better shape than it was entering that room.
Yeah, absolutely. So jkoper now in Magical Breakfast 2, and he gets bubbled right here. So it does use a couple bombs to do as much damage as he can before he gets his sword back. Gets bubbled again, so he's taking a little time here. No damage too much. Although that blue Wizrobe ran into him, but just taking a little time because those 2 bubble hits really, really set him off course there.
Yeah, unfortunate break for jkoper. That's going to cost him a little time. Steven nearly misses the 1 cycle on Goma, which would have been disastrous, but he gets out of level 6 at 25-28 for a Triforce hoist. So he's headed to level 8. Potionless level 8 against a potion, so we'll see how that comes into play.
Yeah, I thought that was a 2-cycle for sure, and you waste 8 seconds right there waiting on him to open his eye back up, so that could have been, like you said, disastrous for Steven. And his rupee count was getting low, so the more he missed right there, I was a little sweating for him right there, man.
Nice. Steven tried the strat that we were talking about in Discord today, where if that Octorok turns down on you, you turn up in sword. Unfortunately, he did take a bop, but that was a good awareness by Steven.
Yeah, so jkoper made up a little time. I didn't see the exact times, but it just feels like he made up a little time on that. That potion set in jkoper's inventory, though, has caused him to now have to menu 3 separate times to different parts of the menu just because you're so used to it. You're so ingrained on what's in your inventory. When you carry a potion you're not used to it, sometimes you accidentally select that potion. It takes a little time to go back to it.
Into the blue lagoon goes 4iSteveN. Lagged because of the beams, the turrets, and the dark nuts. Gets a sweet, merciful fairy, and he needed it because he takes a couple bops, but is very quickly dispatching these blue dark nuts. The last one gives him a little bit of trouble, but he gets through with only 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. It was a very safe room. Didn't take too much damage there, like you said. Wasn't, world record speed, anything like that, but it was a very solid room to come out of there with only 2 hearts.
Ooh, very nice pattern here for Steven. Meanwhile, jkoper into Blue Lagoon number 1. He's making up time quickly, folks. Only a few rooms back. And another sweet, merciful fairy for 4iSteveN.
jkoper took a couple bops off here, so he was doing great on health until those last couple bops. He's got to watch it a little bit. He still should be okay, unless he takes some damage here trying to get through, which he does, so he is down to 6 hearts right now.
Luckily for jkoper, he does have that potion, and he gets a sweet, merciful fairy, but can he get to it? Down to 4.5 hearts, he needs that fairy desperately. He finally gets it.
Yeah, I always say don't chase fairies, they get you killed. Now and almost got jkoper killed right there.
We are going down like butter to 4iSteveN's magical sword. He's going to leave level 8 at 2744. We'll see where jkoper is when he hoists the level 8 Triforce as well. But this is definitely not over yet, folks.
No, it's not. jkoper's got to watch out. He took a hit from the bunnies there. He's got 4 hearts. jkoper should take out Gleeok too, no problem. It really is not that hard of a fight with the Master Sword. You just got to, do a little dodge. There's only 1 fireball at a time. It's more the heads that are the problem than the fireball at that point.
Exactly 30 seconds between our runners. So jkoper's made up 10 seconds since the Wallmaster incident. Does he have enough time to catch Steven? That's going to be the deciding factor here, unless level 9 lives up to what my friend Laws likes to call and becomes the great equalizer once again.
Yeah, right now Steven's got to just sit there and focus. He's done this a million times. He never usually runs with the potion, so not having one should not affect him at all. He's got 5 bombs. He's okay there. He's going to force in the middle of the level. This is business as usual for Steven, and as long as he plays capable of his level, he's going to pull this off.
Into the breakfast room in level 9 goes Steven. He does have 1 heart missing, but gets a nice clock drop there. He needs this key off the floor. He's a little shorter on bombs than he probably would like to be, so he's going to have to try to work one before he gets to the famous reverse C room here in level 9.
Yep, he's going to have to use one more to get to the next room, so he's going to be sitting at 3. 3 is good enough, you know, to get through the rest of the dungeon. Sitting at 4 right now, that's all you need, but you do want bombs for combat in that reverse C. If he gets the beams, though, if he gets a heart back and has a clean next room, you might even see him do beam strats here.
And we've seen it a number of times, both in this tournament and in PB attempts from all runners, where they have those 3 bombs and they use one trying to force one and miscount. Nice Patra 1 skip for Steven.
Yeah, he's maintaining the health there real nice. I mean, you would like to have beams right now, but right now just not losing health in a situation where your opponent has a potion and you don't. Keeping, you know, a little bit safe rooms. He's going to go for this fast strat in here in the next room. This is the best way to play this up top. It's dangerous, but he does dispatch these guys nicely and does not take any damage from those guys after that first bop, so that was great.
Very nice room for Steven. Now the question is, does he know his count? It looks like he has an understanding of it. Let's see. He's going to go for this bomb here. And he gets his bombs. Well done. And Steven's in great shape now.
Yeah, that was perfect. He was on 3 because he killed those 3 blue whiz robes. Then he set his count in the Keys room underneath. So Steven knew exactly where he was going into that. So it's very well played by Steven. Now we see jkoper in that next room as well with beams. Let's see if there's a difference here.
Ooh, Patra 1 skip for jkoper went smooth. Patra 2 skip for Steven, not as smooth, but he gets through after only 1 bop, and jkoper has a clean next room.
Yeah, you can see the difference there in having those beams. He was able to keep those guys at arm's length and stay on the half tile. And like I said before, going into this, jkoper knows this game like the back of his hand, so he knew exactly. The only problem right now is he did not force. And now he's in a bomb situation right now, JSR. 2 is not going to cut it. You have to have 3 bombs at this point. He's got to force here.
And not only that, but Steven just had himself a reverse C room. Nice Patra skip for jkoper. Steven just had himself a brilliant reverse C room. He's leaving here with nearly full health and a few bombs to spare.
Yeah, that was a fantastic room for Steven. And like you said, the most important thing right now when you're racing against somebody else that's got a potion is maintaining your health. He's got the lead. He's not worried about that. But, man, jkoper, he's got that potion. The only problem is he only has 1 bomb, dude. I'm going to go back to that because he can't finish this game right now. Yeah,
he's in a bit of trouble here. And he's going to have to force a bomb if he doesn't want to rely on luck as Steven gets through Patra 2. 6.5 hearts remain for Steven. He accidentally bombs that, and he takes the blue beam to the back. He's down to 3.5 hearts.
Yeah, he's got to watch it. This is one of the easier rooms to pull off, and I've watched Steven do this room, and he does it, you know, just like a pro. And he's right now going to be using these bombs almost like swordless strats right here, just trying to keep himself away from danger. 2.5 hearts, man. My heart's beating for him.
Both these runners are in big trouble, but for different reasons. jkoper needs a bomb, and Steven down to 2.5 hearts.
If I'm in this situation, I want to be Steven all day, though, because it doesn't matter how many hearts you have. If you only have 1 bomb, you can't finish this game.
So, Steven, the race is his to lose if he can survive this game. He's into Patra 3, does not want to take a bop from Patra here.
No, this is a very important fight. 2.5 hearts. If he takes 1 bop, he'll be okay. He'll be down to a half heart, but you don't because you do not want to go into Ganon with half a heart. So, yeah, this is a very important fight for Steven just to sit back, relax a little bit. He knows if he's got the stream up that he's got a little bit of a lead. Maybe he knows jkoper's in trouble a little bit, but you do want to be very, very cautious with this fight.
Bad luck for jkoper. Does not get a bomb drop. Steven makes it through Patra 3. And ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. I can't do it like you, Laws. I'm sorry.
It was a good effort, man.
1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, and 4iSteveN
Oh, nice.
wins this race. Get your GGs out in chat. I've been saving that line for this race.
Nice.
Get your GGs in chat for 4iSteveN with an official SRL time of, somebody needs to gamble, 33 minutes and 33 seconds. None of those are 4s. I'm disappointed.
Holy cow, dude. And jkoper, speaking of the luck of the Irish here, if we want to go with that on St. Patrick's Day coming up and all that stuff, gets his bomb drop, man. He worked that thing so well. He's going to be able to finish this game, which is nice, but just taking all that time having to do that. Unfortunately, with the Wall Master, I mean, that's the difference of the race, but my God, man, this was a fun one to watch.
jkoper into Patra 3. He's got health. He's got everything he needs to finish the game. Unfortunately, a little bit too little, too late. And Steven moves on in this tournament. He will face the winner of Lack Attack 2-4 and Jam Evil.
Yeah, and the giant killer comes back and works his magic again, doesn't he, man? Steven has just been absolutely red hot here.
jkoper gets 3 hits on Ganon. He's one more, takes down the pig. A very clean fight for jkoper and a clutch finish considering his bomb circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a way that you see the pros work 9, right? He was trying to force off that blue Wizrobe. He gets the global off the orange Wizrobe in the next room, that trap room. He didn't have to go in there because he was doing well to work his count. He was trying to maneuver that room right before the trap room and work it, so he didn't use his last bomb and not have to rely on the globals. That's heads up by Koper, but fortunately he did have to rely on luck, and he got it. So he finishes up the race, and man, these guys put their best efforts, put their best foot forward in this one.
Joining us in the commentator's booth is Cinderella himself, 4iSteveN. Sir, congratulations. Do you happen to know what the difference was in this race?
Yeah, I was listening. That's unfortunate, man.
Unbelievable. Even with the death in 5, what was going through your head at that point?
I thought I was done. He already got a potion, or when he got the potion, I thought I was done. Because I knew I was far enough behind. That was really the only thing that could save me. There's like, I don't know, man. There's like a curse around me where all my opponents just have bad luck. I should not be beating these people.
Well, don't sell yourself short, man, because besides that, in 5, you had some very, very nice rooms, man. You had a very clean race other than that. There was a lot of masterful stuff on your side of the playing field going on there. So don't sell yourself short, man. You're a really good runner.
Oh, thanks.
Also joining us in the commentator's booth is jkoper. Sir, go through that run with us. It was a very clean run considering your bomb misfortunes that you had leaving level 4. What went through your mind in level 7 at that one spot?
I don't know. I just had a brain fart. I think I've never been completely comfortable with that room because of there's some. It takes some weird movement to get them to spawn on their right, so that you're always moving right, and I have trouble with it. But usually, no, I can't remember the last time I've been wall mastered. Like an hour ago or something, or not an hour ago, a year ago maybe. So it's been a while, but no, whatever. I just pushed buttons in the wrong order, and the hand took me. So yeah, that was the race right there. But gotta hand it to all the people who predicted me getting wall mastered and losing this race. That was
well, hey,
good job on that.
1 second, Koper. Speaking of an hour ago, GG's, man, on that PB right before this. We said it at the top of the hour. That was a pretty sweet run, I guess you put up there.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was fairly solid. No big complaints with it, so happy about that. Thank you. But yeah, I saw that he was behind out of 3. And I just felt like there was no way I should lose the race with that big of a lead out of 3. And then in 4, I just I completely forgot to count. I should have taken a hit off the bubble coming out of the ladder, but I just wasn't thinking about it. Probably just watching what he was doing or something. I don't know. It was stupid. And then I still had an extra bomb. You know, I could have backed off after throwing the first bomb down. And I didn't because my fingers overruled me. They were like, "No, we're gonna do this," and yeah, we should have had a longer discussion before they executed that decision. And Yeah, so then I decided, well, I don't know the TBF route. I think what I should have done is skip the raft heart, but then skipping the raft heart allowed me to get the potion, which I don't regret at all, even though I don't think I need the potion, and it didn't make a difference in the race at all. Like, if the potion would have been a bomb refill, that would have been better. But, yeah. I mean, it was all fine until the Wallmaster room, and then I miscounted a couple times in 9, and I don't exactly understand what happened there. Because I got the 5 rupee in the next room when I didn't expect it, and then I thought that I would be at a different count than what I was, and I don't know. Maybe I should have taken a hit at some point to make sure that I knew what my count was. But then, yeah, then I tried to force a bomb on that blue Wizrobe, but that's a little tough to do because I didn't know exactly how many hits I had on him. And yeah, whatever. It was all over by that point anyway. I was far enough behind that I had to either play out of my mind or hope that he died, and he didn't. So yeah, congrats to him.
Yeah, you played really well in 9 considering the circumstances, and had us all a little worried. Luckily, you did get that bomb and you were able to finish. And Steven, meanwhile, in 9, brilliant start to 9, a great reverse C, but then had some kind of rough luck in the 2 rooms, the trap room and the room before it. Going into Ganon and Patra 3 with 2.5 hearts, how nervous were you, or were you confident in your abilities?
I was pretty nervous. Patra 3 took me a long time. He went left, so I went underneath him. I didn't really know what to do. I thought he was going to catch up at that point.
No, you did it. You did it very cleanly, and you survived the fight. You had a perfect Ganon fight, and because of that, you were able to hold on. And moving on in the tournament, 6-1, sir. There's only 2 people that have no losses in this tournament. And that's going to change very soon, most likely. And you, sir, continue to just impress everybody in this tournament. You're going to be going up against the winner of Lack Attack 24 and Jam Evil. Your thoughts?
I'm screwed.
I don't know, man. With the abilities that you've shown, that's all you have to do is just make your opponent aware that they're going to have to bring their A game. And I mean, granted, it is most likely going to be Lack Attack, although Jam, is really good in his own right. And you never know. Just play your game, and you never know what could happen in Zelda 1. I mean, this race turned on a dime, and that can happen to anybody. So I wish you the best of luck going forward. And meanwhile, jkoper unfortunately does take the loss, but luckily this is a double elimination tournament, and your first match in the bonus round will be up against When Chuck Attacks. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I should win as long as I don't die or do stupid things like get wall-mastered. But I mean, Chuck's he's a quality opponent. Just need to redeem myself a little. Be nice to win a couple races down there anyway. This tournament is loaded though, so it'll be hard to go too far.
So
I
Steven,
do wish you. Oh, go ahead, Redbird. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask Steven real quick. What's going on in your late night streams, man? Because your times have been dropping like a rock. Like, what is Steven doing? Let us behind the curtain right now. What's going on in Steven's streams that time has just been dropping, and you are the rising star of Z1, man? What's going on?
I have no clue, man. I just keep playing and trying my hardest, and I do a lot of just single room practice with the save states. Just going through it one room 5 or 6 times until I can get my time down. Sometimes it takes 30 or 40. Like Gleeok in 4, I probably fought him 300 times one day.